11th subject economics, and the chapter number is 9. Now our topic is circular flow of economy. Before that we have completed the difference between the, or else we can say the national product is different from the national income, that's concept. Okay, so now we are going to see the circular flow of the economy. First, to understand the circular flow of the economy, this theory is based on the two types. One is the closed economy and the second is open economy. So into the closed economy, the transactions or the economy done within a country. It means there is no foreign trade came into existence. Okay, second thing, it is self-dependent and self-reliant. It means it is not dependent on anyone. As I said, export import of goods and services not happened over here. Okay, it is, these transactions are only up to the limit of the country. So that is known as the closed economy. And into the open economy, foreign trade role is more important as we are going to do the export and import. So there is a role of the government too. Okay, so in this circular flow we'll see the closed economic circular flow of the economy we are going to see by this diagram. If suppose we want to do the same of the economy, so main importance will give to the market. Okay, into the economy, open economy. But for the closed economy, we'll see this circular flow how it occurs. So for the first thing, owner of the factor of the production, that is the family. It means families are there where families means not a single family. Families are there where they have the owner, means they have a land, capital, labor and the entrepreneur. They have this, but they want to open, means they don't have a unit, okay, to run the firm. So this is the production unit. So this family will give to the firms, to the production unit, land, capital, labor and the entrepreneur. As they are going to give these things to them, so in exchange of that, what they will get? So the firm unit, they in exchange of this, of the land, they will pay the rent. For the capital, for the money they are going to invest, for that they will get the interest. The workers who are going to work over there, they will get the wages or the salaries. And from the entrepreneur, from the business, they will get the profit. So this will be the income for the owner of the factors of the production, which is known as family. Okay, as these things, this land, capital, labor, entrepreneur given by the families to the firms, exchange of that they will get the income. Okay, then as they got the land, capital, labor, entrepreneur and they have given this, for the income, what they have to do, they have to produce the product. Okay, so they are going to produce the product and the final goods and services are going into, they are going to sell into the market. Okay, the final goods and the products they are going to sell into the market, means into the families. Then they are going to purchase the things from the market. As they are going to purchase the things from the people, the consumers are going to purchase the things from the market. So instead of, or the exchange of the goods and services, what they are going to do, what they are going to give to the firms, they will pay the money. If they are purchasing goods and services, obviously in exchange of goods and services they are going to pay the money. So it means that market money will again go to the firm. So that payment will be the expense for the family. It means this flow is getting continued this is known as the circular flow of economy. We can say the turnover. How the process is going to be take place. This circular goes on. It's not going to be stopped. So this is known as the circular flow of closed economy. So same, if we would have done for the open market, for the open economy, our main concept is to focus on to the market. Okay, so I hope you understand the circular flow of the closed economy. Now we'll see the important concept of the national income. I know that is not into the syllabus, but still we'll do as this is the base. Okay, so we'll see the important concepts of the national income. First is gross domestic product, which is GDP. Okay, we have a many concepts of national income. This is most important concept of the national income. Now GDP means the monetary value of the goods and services which is produced within a country or within a limit of a country, that is known as GDP. Okay, gross domestic product. We need to remember some important facts of the GDP. Now the important facts like the goods and produces, the goods produces or the final products, okay, which is produced in the within the limit of a country or by a foreign citizen, or the goods produced within the boundary where we share the boundaries, or the natural things we produce into the country within the boundary of the country. So all things we need to consider into the GDP within a limit of the country or till the boundary of the country. So another fact is the goods which is produced by the citizen of a country but in the foreign countries, and the incomes generated from the foreign trade, that income are not considered into the GDP. Understood? And economists, they clear this GDP more with the diagrams. Okay, with the help of the diagrams it will be more clear how to calculate the GDP. Now net domestic product, which is NDP. Now in this, like we have in any of the country we have a machinery, we have equipments, like assets we can say. Asset for the company or for the factories or the firm. Okay, so that assets, after using that asset, all the assets must have the depreciation. किसी के spare खराब हो जाते, we need to replace it. Means after some time we need to replace some of the things which we are using for the factory, right? Machines है, equipments है, कुछ tools हो गए, that we can do replace after some time. Okay, after usage of that thing we are replacing that. So that is known as depreciation, right? कोई expense होता है to produce the thing, and after that depreciation cost, जो cost होता है, that is known as depreciation, जो उसका खर्चा होता है, right? So net domestic product हमें कैसे मिलेगा? We'll get net domestic means the GDP which we have. Okay, GDP of a country, GDP of a product, we need to minus that depreciation, means depreciation product. उस product पे जितना DAP हुआ होगा, जितना depreciation हुआ होगा, if we will deduct that, so we will get NDP, which is known as net domestic product. Understood? We'll come to know what is gross domestic product and how to calculate the net domestic product. From GDP we are going to depreciate, we are going to deduct the assets depreciation, that जो product पे खर्चा होता है या जो equipments या tools पे जो खर्चा होता है for the repair and all, so that expenses will deduct it, depreciation will deduct off, and will get the NDP. Understood these two concepts? Now another concept, national product. So this is GNP. So the production done by the citizen, okay, within a country or within a country limit, that is known as GDP, which we have learnt. Okay. Now the sum of all the value of the production of the country produced in a year, that is known as GNP. It means the product of a country, whether the citizen of a country has produced the product or the foreign citizen or the foreign country has produced the product. Means in a foreign countries the product has been produced, or within a country the product has produced. There is no difference between the who has produced the product within a country or foreign country. Okay, here the main concept is production should be done. Okay, in GDP the production, there is a limit of the production within the country, but in GNP there is no limit. Wherever production can be occurs either in the foreign countries or into the country. Okay, so the main concept of this is to have the production, but in the foreign country production has to be done, but the citizen should be of our country. Our citizen only have produced the country into the another country. इनका main concept है कि like citizen हमारे ही होने चाहिए. The particular country citizen should be there to produce the product in the another country. Clear? So this is G and P. Now what is GNP? GNP is GD plus net income obtained from foreign countries. अब net income obtained from foreign countries कौन सी income? So we can say the total income from the foreign countries minus expenses to the foreign countries. अब जो payment या expenses हमको foreign countries को देनी पड़ती है that. So from the income of the foreign countries minus payment to the foreign countries will get the net income obtained from the foreign countries. If that our GDP plus net income obtained from countries we add it, will get the gross national product. Clear? And how we are going to get the net national product? So this we will get from the GNP which we have calculated. In that again the depreciation occurs of any of the asset. कोई भी depreciation अगर अकर फिर से होता है, any depreciation होता है तो we will get the NNP, means net national product. We came to know how we are going the gross national product, and after getting this, if any depreciation occurs, means any expenses occurs on the assets, we need to deduct from the product of the from that product, and then we'll get the NNP, means net national product. I hope you have understand this. Now the last is per capita income. As you all know, national income is the criteria to calculate the economic growth. Okay, when we want to know what is the economic growth rate, we are going to see the first national income. On the basis of that, we are going to see the economic growth rate, right? So as this is the criteria of the economic growth, so for that per capita income is the criteria of the nation development. If you want to see the nation, like how nations have developed, how nations are going to be developed, how you come to know. So we will come to know by the per capita income. If we see any country's per capita income, we will come to know whether the nation is in the developing process or the nation is developed or is going to be developed, right? So for calculating the per capita incomes means the gross national income. It means the national income of the country we need to divide among the from the total population, the total population which we have in the country. From that income we need to divide it. Suppose the gross national income of our country is 60,000 crore and the total populations are 2 crore. So approx 30,000 will be the average per capita income. So we can say that average 30,000 will be the income of a per person, means per citizen. Okay, likewise we are going to calculate the per capita income, and that if we talk about the base year, particular base year, if the prices are fixed, so we'll get the per capita income fixed. So that is known as fixed per capita income. We need to see the important facts of the per capita income. Now important facts of per capita income is, if the per capita income is going to be decreased, so why it going to be decreased first? So it will decrease because of the high growth rate of the population compared to the national income of the, means growth of the national income. Instead of the growth of the national income, if growth of the population will increase, obviously you are going to see the per capita income is decreasing, because we don't want to increase in the growth rate of the population. We want that national income should increase which population we have, then only per capita can be higher. If the per capita income can be higher compared to the we don't compare, if the per capita income will be increased, then automatically standard living of the people will also increase, and which is good sign for the country. So if we calculate the per capita income, will get the average measurement, like as I have given one example over there. Not change, per capita doesn't change the distribution of the national income. If per capita income will not change the distribution of the national income. Distribution of the national income per capita doesn't change. Okay. To not criterion inequality. Now this is like per capita income is not the true criteria. वो सही क्राइटेरिया नहीं है to justify the increase of the income. Why per capita income is not a true criteria? Because there is a inequality of the income increases. Here all people are not having equality of the income. They have a very inequality, very differences in their income. In some of the areas we have a good employment, somewhere people don't have employment. Okay, some of them they are having good factories, means they are very rich, and some of the income is too less. So within compared to that, there is an inequality among the income. If the inequality among the income increases, obviously per capita won't be the true criteria. If you want to calculate the per capita income, or if you want to calculate the national income, so obviously we have to calculate the per capita income. So for the national income we require per capita income, and for the per capita income, equality of the income should be there. And UNO is also see the diagrams, they make the diagrams, and with that diagrams they compare the per capita income with the another countries. Okay, then we can come to know which countries per capita income is increased. The comparison done by the diagrams. So UNO also suggests the diagrams, through that we can come to know the differences among the countries and where the countries per capita income increases. Okay, so this was the concept of important concepts of the national income. Okay, 5 concepts were there. I hope you all have understood this also, and the circular flow of the closed economy. If you have any doubt, you can ask me in the live sessions. Okay, till that time, good day and thank you all of you.